Hello, I'm IBX Toycat, and by now you've probably noticed that I upload a lot of Minecraft Xbox and Minecraft PlayStation on this channel, whether it be the last gen version, which is the Xbox 60 and the PS3, or whether it be the current gen version, which is the Xbox One and the PS4. I upload a lot of, that stuff, and every now and then in the comments I see something that's like, oh, Toycat, why do you play the Xbox One when the 360 is just exactly the same? Or Toycat, don't you know the PS4 version is way better than the PS3 version? So I figured I'd just make a video which compares the PS4 and the Xbox One version of Minecraft to the Xbox 60 and the PS3 version, giving you all of the differences between the two, so you can decide whether or not you should upgrade. So if you do decide to upgrade, there are some really good deals for Xbox Ones and PS4s on Amazon right now. I'll link them in the description. There's so many different bundles with different games, with different, subscriptions and stuff included for both PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, and they're pretty good prices in my opinion. So if you want to check out either of those, whether you're in the US or the UK, check the links in the description. Anyway, let's get straight into what the difference between the Xbox One / PS4 or current gen versions of Minecraft is versus the PS3 and the Xbox 60 version. So first of all, if you do currently own a last gen system and you choose to upgrade from PS3 to PS4 or Xbox 360 to Xbox One, you actually get all of your DLC for free transferred across, which is nice, not many games do that, and you also get the actual game for a lot cheaper than it's meant to be. I think it's $5 if you're in the US, it's something like £3 in the UK, and it's about €3.99, so, not bad price at all. However, besides just getting the DLC you already own for free, there is no real DLC reason for current gen over last gen, because the PS4 has exactly the same DLC at exactly the same price as the PS3. Sometimes there's a slight change, but the same with the Xbox One and the Xbox 60. The one thing I will say is, because everything comes out for the same platform at the same time, the Xbox One does have slightly more DLC, so if you're upgrading from PS3 to Xbox One, you do have access to more DLC and, sometimes earlier updates and stuff, but besides that, from console to console, there isn't any, real difference with DLC from generation to generation. So DLC exactly the same. If that's one of your favorite parts of the game, if new skin packs are cool to you, then, not too much benefit there. So as well as getting the game for cheaper and getting all your DLC coming across, you can also transfer all of your maps from console to console, if it's within the same, manufacturer. So you can get from Xbox 60 to Xbox One, you can transfer worlds by uploading them to the cloud, then downloading them onto your Xbox One. Same's true of the PS4 and the PS3 worlds, which is quite nice, because it means if you've been working on a world for a really long time, you don't have to worry about just, suddenly losing it. Everything can transfer. In addition to that, you actually have 2 copies of your world when you transfer, because you don't lose your old copy, which means if you want to have them separate and you want to work with them at different times and kind of fork your world, that's a handy way to do that too, so you can have a world that's on your current gen system and one that's on your last gen system. So, as far as that goes, that's really cool. So now we're going to finally move on to stuff that isn't just when you upgrade, that are genuine differences between the games. And honestly, this list isn't quite as large as you might figure, because the big one is the render distance is doubled. So instead of where before what would happen is, you can't really see that far if you go really high in the sky, you get this kind of box effect where you can see the world just stops even though it shouldn't. You can see this a couple of times in the background gameplay for the last gen system, and it is kind of an unfortunate thing. On the current gen system, you can really see that, the render distance has been significantly improved. There are very few situations where it really sucks, like it could definitely be improved, and there's a few situations where you kind of need it, but those situations are few and far between. You have to be either really high up or have a massive distance to view, and even then it still looks really great. So that is a definite advantage, to say the very least. So in addition to the fact that on all your worlds, whether it be transferred or not, you get the really nice double render distance, there is also the option for bigger worlds if you have a current gen system. So exactly how much bigger is something a lot of people debate on, but basically on your Xbox 360 or PS3 world, you'll notice when you fill out your map, it kind of fills it up mostly, like there's big edges between the edge map and that. On the Xbox One and the PS4, you can fill up 25 full maps, so that's 36 times bigger than a current Xbox 60 or PS3 world. It's over 5,000 by 5,000 blocks. There is so much space to explore, and it's really big. In addition to that, if you don't want to use that large size, if that's something that isn't appealing to you, there's actually world size options, so you can have a classic sized world, a medium sized world, or a small sized world, as well as the large size, of course. And something that's quite cool about that actually benefits the game is when the game updates on the the PS3 and the 360, if it's like a new biome or something, you're never going to find it on an old world. However, when it comes to the Minecraft for the Xbox One and PS4, when there's new biomes coming out, which are going to come out in I think think, a couple updates from now. Basically, when new biomes come out, you can actually see these in your old world, because if you don't explore some of it, then you can go in and explore new world, and there's so much world to explore that you might as well leave some of it. So if you want to have like kind of a future-proof world, if you want to work on a massive project that's going to last a long time, then I really think that a current gen system is the best way to do it, because you can explore all these new features. Like if there's something, you know, a type of wood that's exclusive from these new biomes, you can get it in there without having to hack the game, and it's a really, really handy way to play. So if you want to have a world that lasts longer, then it's a definite advantage on the current gen. It's hard to say otherwise. Another really handy feature with the current gen consoles is the multiplayer works better, especially with strangers. So if you don't know, the built-in wireless capability on the Xbox One is slightly better than the 360's external adapter going through USB. It just generally works better, so if you're going wireless, then you'll get a better connection in general. If you're going wide and it's just exactly the same, then everyone else doing that is cool. Also, the current gen systems, they have a slightly better network code for, you know, actually connecting to other people, which is nice. The invite system's a little weird right now, but I'm sure that'll be fixed. And basically, in future, this isn't something in the game right now, but they've hinted very strongly that more players will be coming. So if 8-player worlds are fine for you, you only have like 3 or 4, 5 friends that you want to play in a world at once, that's fine on the last gen system. But if you want to have 16-player worlds where you have massive battle royales, or you want to do something like, you know, a Hunger Games or something, having 16 players in there is probably the best way to do that. So that's something that current gen doesn't have right now, but it is going to come fairly soon, perhaps in the next update, perhaps at some point between updates. But yeah, they've hinted very strongly, and I imagine it's coming quite soon. So in addition to having more players in the future, there are also a few more features that are going to be coming first to the Xbox One and PS4, and then, you know, might not even be able to transition to the Xbox 60 and the PS3. And the first one is servers. So if you want Minecraft Realms, which is basically, you know, a Mojang hosted server, that's going to be coming to Xbox One and PS4 first. So, you know, that's kind of a big thing. And in addition to the fact that there are a lot of things that might be coming first and maybe exclusively to the PS4 and Xbox One, unfortunately, at some point in the future, the PS3 and the Xbox 60 will have to stop updates. They've hinted it's going to be a fairly long time down the road, so maybe a couple years. But if you have a current gen system, it's going to last for the life cycle of the console, which is, of course, a really big thing. So upgrading to current gen is kind of just a way of avoiding that issue, just being like, I'm going to last as long as Minecraft, if you intend to play it for a long time, that is. So to kind of summarize what the difference is between current gen and last gen, the real differences, the big ones: render distance, it's doubled. World size, it's 36 times bigger, and you can also, you know, transfer quite easily from last gen to current gen. In addition to that, because the wireless is stronger on those consoles, it means that you have a better time on the One or the PS4 when it comes to multiplayer, if only by a little bit. And it also means that in future, more players and servers will be coming first, at least, to the Xbox One and the PS4. So if those sound like things that are worth your upgrade, and you're considering getting a, you know, current gen console anyway, I definitely recommend you check one out. So check the link in the description, like I said. Some really cool deals, and I would, you know, recommend you check one of those out. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Like it if you liked it, share it if you really liked it. Let me know if you have any questions about the current gen next gen thing. I can answer in the comments, but hopefully this video answered any you might have. I've been IBX Toycat. This has been a video on the internet, and I'll see you guys in the next video.